Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talksports here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on to this edition of the program. I'm just so excited to be here. It's been a minute to see all of you, and I was in Jos and we saw lots of action, the future of Nigerian sporting activities. When I mean sporting activities, I'm talking about basketball, football, chess, flag football, cricket, baseball, softball. All of that. Swimming is in good hands as it stands now because a whole lot of young athletes participated at the Nigerian University Games, which was hosted in the state of hospitality and tourism. That's talking about Plateau, Jos. It was a very interesting outing. We saw lots of actions and we saw schools. The host university emerged second overall on the medal table, and we saw basically the host university taking up the medal table from the second day of the opening, or from the second day of the competition, all through to the final day. They never dropped a point. Those that started were former overall winners, Delta State University, as they started off very strong and somehow stumbled and they couldn't, finish up. They did in the previous editions. We saw them being very, very amazing in the national university, in the national sport festivals, but the trajectory did not continue into the Nigerian University Games. It was just so exciting to see that the youth and the youthful excellence and youthful participation in the Nigerian University Games. We saw lots and lots of actions. Later, we'll bring you the medal table of the overall competition and how the standings are currently looking. So that will be starting always from the home front, as Amechi wins Islamic Games discus silver. Obiageri Amarachi opened Team Nigerian's athletics account with a silver medal on the first day of the discipline at the 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games. Amarachi threw 56.99 meters, narrowly missing out on gold by just 0.05 meters to Nora Moni, who grabbed the top spot with a mark of 57.04. Ozemela Bake of Turkey, Oslim Barki of Turkey settled for bronze with a throw of 55.56, while Nigeria's national record holder Chioma Onyekwere Lioness finished fourth at 55.06 meters. The medal added to Nigeria's overall tally at the games, which now stands at 16, comparing 6 gold, 6 silvers, and 4 bronze medals, placing the country 8 on the medal table. In Tokyo, Amarachi opened with a narrow throw of 55.69 meters, managed 48.82 meters on her second attempt and failed to improve on her third, missing out on the final. Onyekwere Lions, who finished just outside the podium, also contributed to Nigeria's strong showing, throwing 55.08 meters in the competition. This shows a whole lot of exciting performance by the contingents in those that are participating in the Islamic Solidarity Games. This is just interesting to see. Like I mentioned, the future is looking very good for Nigerian sporting activities. I'll still bring you more insights around this competition as it unfolds and as the medal tables keeps changing on a daily basis. So moving on now, let's talk boxing quickly as Adeleke talks stuff ahead of Go TV Boxing Night 34. Sadiq Happy Boy, aka Happy Boy Adeleke, has promised to unleash war when he fights Durotimi Tiny Agbola for the national sport bantamweight title on the 26th of December at the Go TV Boxing Night 34. Adeleke, the most recent winner of the Mosojala Ogunsoya Memorial title for the best boxer at the Go TV Boxing Night 33, enters the contest seeking to dethrone Agbola, the defending champions, at the show billed for Tafawa Balewa Square. This will be happening in Lagos in December. At the immediate past edition of the show, Adeleke went home with 1 million naira attached to the best boxer prize. The young boxer is expected to be one of the night's major attractions. Tiny Agbola will be made to look tiny. I cannot afford to lose this fight. I will not lose, I am sure. This is my first title attempt and I have to make it count. It will be war, real war, he says. He cannot escape as he is getting set to, face off the current champion. Speaking about the event, Bamidele Johnson, Chief Operating Officer of Fly Kit Production, said the boxing and entertainment will provide a trillion end of the year package for all Lagosians and Nigerians at large. So this is interesting. Boxing is taking a different tone and we're seeing a whole lot of individuals participating. Now it's going beyond the normal ceremonial activities that we see towards the end of the year. We only see football, and football. Now a whole lot of other activities are involving, and now Adeleke talks stuff and he's looking to make a lot of change and also participate properly. Now, still talking boxing, Joshua Paul's $184 million December fight confirmed, which is interesting. But still, on the other hand, some individuals are raising eyebrows that someone like Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion, why would he be bringing himself to fight a YouTube sensation? Now, it's about the money. $184 million is no coins, right? It's no coins, my people. That's a whole lot of money, and he's a Nigerian. Nigerians like a whole lot of money. Now, let me bring you up to speed with a story that says former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will fight YouTube star Jake Paul in a professional bout in Miami next month, with the two fighters set to share a reported amount of $184 million in the purse. The 36-year-old Joshua will take on YouTuber turned boxer at the Cancer Center in Miami. Matchroom Boxing announced this, made this known a couple of hours ago. The fight will consist of eight 3-minute rounds and represent a significant payday for both fighters, with reports suggesting an even split of the massive prize pot. The bout is a replacement fight for Americans Jake Paul, who had been scheduled to take on the lightweight Gunter Davis in an exhibition match earlier this month before the fight was cancelled. The matchup has generated significant controversies, with critics questioning why the former two-time unified heavyweight champion will take on an opponent with Paul's limited credentials. And then, however, the massive financial incentive provides clear motivation for the British-Nigerian heavyweight champion. Back to what I was saying. He's a Nigerian, despite the fact that he's in Britain. He's been here. He has eaten our egusi soup, he has eaten our malan, he has eaten all of our things, and still the Nigerian blood runs in his veins. So when money is involved, definitely Anthony Joshua would want to fight. But looking at it now, it's just at the end of the day, we would find out if it's the same thing we are going to see that happened between Jake Paul and Mayweather, because at the end of the day, no winner was declared. So in this case of Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, we'll find out if a winner will be declared, and the prize money, according to what they said, it will be splitted equally. And then I'm wondering, then if the money will be splitted equally, then why go fight? You should have a higher percentage. But now, social media is blowing up everywhere because this fight will be streamed live on Netflix and also on a lot of social media platforms. So we will see how all of this pan out. But is Anthony Joshua looking very ready to face off? Yes, the last fight he had was last year in September, where Daniel Dubras defeated him in the British Showdown. But we'll see what will happen. But the fight that a lot of people are still clamoring and waiting for is a fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. But now, Anthony Joshua is still very actively fighting, and Tyson Fury said he has retired. Now, would he want to come out of retirement to face Anthony Joshua to know who the all-time great is in Britain? We are still keeping our fingers crossed to find that out if Tyson Fury, that's the Gypsy King, will be coming out to say, yes, Anthony Joshua, lace up, let's get into the booth, into the ring, and dog it out. So we'll see how all of that pans out. But for this fight, it's next month, and these two individuals are set to make themselves richer. So moving on, still talking, this time around we're moving away from boxing. Let's talk mixed martial arts quickly. The current champ is Islam calls out Usman Kamaru for title defense. Fresh off his historic UFC 322 victory, Islam is already eyeing his first welterweight title defense against former champion Kamaru Usman in what Alexandra calls his toughest test. And he was really asked, that's talking about Islam, in a podcast, they asked him, if you should pick now, who do you think you would want to fight? And he picked Kamaru Usman. He says, he's very dangerous. In his words exactly, he said Usman is very dangerous and he wants him. So we'll see how this will happen. The potential super fight targeted for 2026 will pit Islam dominating appeal against Usman's legendary wrestling in a static clash that could define both fighters' legacy. Islam's unanimous decision victory over Jack Dale at the UFC 322 marked a historic achievement in MMA. By capturing the welterweight title, he became the first fighter in UFC history to successfully move from lightweight championship glory to welterweight gold. Islam's manager Ali has confirmed his fighters' enthusiasm for the matchup, and I would definitely want to see what this fight would look like, because having Islam and Usman Kamaru in the same ring, I'm having chills thinking and imagining what would happen on the night of this event. But it's all good. We will see what will pan out. And Usman Kamaru has not been in the ring in the cage for a very long time, but asking him questions about this fight, he said yes, he's happy and he would want to face Islam because Islam also is tough and dangerous. Islam wrestles a lot, and then we've seen Kamaru Usman battle and also, defend a whole lot of takedowns. That's when it comes to the mixed martial arts. But Usman's response was, yes, he wants the fight, but at the end of the day, it's what Dana White wants. That's the management of the UFC. Whatever they decide, and that is what would happen. If they say, yes, you all should get into the octagon and get yourselves ready to fight, yes, Usman Kamaru says he is ready to take on Islam. So we'll see how all of these pans out. So now let's move away from boxing and then talk hoopers now. Let's talk basketball real quick. Rivers Hoopers ready for Nigerian Premier Basketball title defense as the year is coming to an end. The final 8 were played a couple of weeks ago, and now it's time for the final 4. It was actually pushed for the month of December, but now it was drawn closer. This feature will be coming up from the 21st all through to the 23rd. So that will be happening this weekend. And then we'll be seeing where Rivers Hoopers are saying they are ready. Let me bring you up to speed with the story. Rivers Hoopers ready for Nigerian Premier Basketball title defense. Rivers Hoopers captain Victor Anthony Koko has said that his team is mentally ready for the challenge of retaining their Nigerian Premier Basketball League title when 2025 season Final 4 phase holds from the 21st to the 23rd in Port Harcourt. The Kingsmen, who won back-to-back Nigerian basketball title in 2023 and 2024 unbeaten, are chasing their 7th title. They will be up against Lagos Legends, Boko Chiefs, and Nigerian Customs as they hope to retain the title they won last year and also pick the tickets to next year's Basketball African League that will be happening in Kigali, Rwanda. Now, why isn't that matchup, the Basketball African League, moving away from Rwanda? We'll have that conversation later. Following the conclusion of the final 8 earlier this month, the Kingsmen have had time to fine-tune preparation ahead of their title defense at the final 4, with skipper certain that he and his team are fully prepared to retain the championship. So now let me bring you up to speed quickly. He is very ready. They'll be facing Lagos. Rivers Hoopers will be facing Lagos Legends, and then in their first opening match, while Boko Chiefs will be taking on Nigerian Custom. Now, Boko Chiefs are currently training here in Abuja, and then I'll be bringing you highlights of their final training section, which will be happening today at the Mo Arena facility. My homeboy, Damola and Paul Diba, who plays for Boko Chiefs, are very ready, and they are optimistic that they will be able to scale through and advance for the Basketball African League, which will be coming up next year. These boys are very, very hungry. And also, talking about Lagos Legends, I have my homeboy also who plays for Lagos Legends, talking about Thomas, who is a very, very good point guard, and he was able to carry the team on his back all through the final 8 that they've had, and then we'll see a whole lot of actions. I also have some couple of homeboys playing for Nigerian Customs and the Rivers Hoopers as well. So I have my guys in these 4 teams. So right now it's just a whole lot happening. I'm just sitting, and whoever wins, I would like, yeah, congratulations, and then you will do better next time. So there's a whole lot happening. But later on, I'll get to the final training, and we'll get conversation with Coach Alex, who is the head coach of Boko Chiefs, later today. So we'll bring you all of these highlights, and also we'll bring you conversations around Nigerian Customs and follow up with the stories as well. So it's just interesting to see that Nigerian basketball has taken a very significant toll and is very, very interesting. Now the competition is fierce and the money is long. Like the prize money is very, very long. But still, there is something Musa Kida is doing that he's not doing right. The league now, 2023, this Final Four was played in Rivers United, that's in Port Harcourt. 2024, the same thing happened. Now 2025, the same thing is happening. Why is it not coming back to the capital territory? Why is it not being brought back to Abuja? Now, we've had a lot of conversations, and people have reacted differently and saying that it goes to the state of the highest bidder. I'm not down with that. I'm not happy with that conversation. What does it mean that it goes to the state of the highest bidder? From what we're hearing, and information that is yet to be confirmed, is that River State bidded more for it. That's why it's being played in River State. Now, some persons have argued that it's going to give Hoopers a better advantage to advance into, the Basketball African League. Why? Because they are playing on home court, and they have their fans who will be cheering for them. But we'll see what happens, and the better team will always win. But for me, as it stands right now, we will see what will pan out. Rivers Hoopers will be taking on Lagos Legends, and then Boko Chiefs will be taking on Nigerian Customs. And then when they log it out, we will now know what team would advance into the final. But let's see how all of those pan out, and we'll also be talking more basketball a little bit later. I'll be bringing you highlights of the game between LA Clippers, New York, and also I will bring you the highlights of the games between Cleveland and also Milwaukee Bucks. I'll bring you those highlights a little bit later in the conversation. Now let's move away from basketball quickly and have conversations around football, World Cup. Not that qualifiers, but before we get into that talk, NFF and do the cams. Let me talk about this. Donald Trump, my guy, unveils fast-track visa for World Cup ticket holders. So if you have a World Cup ticket and you're advancing to USA, that means your visa processing will be, like that. President Donald Trump on Monday unveiled special fast-track visa for people with tickets to the 2026 World Cup, but his administration warned that scheme offered no guarantee of entry into the United States. This man. The United States has promised a seamless experience for next year's tournament, despite concerns that Donald Trump's border crackdown could affect traveling fans. For those who intend to join us for the World Cup, I strongly encourage you to apply through the right way. Trump says, as he announced the scheme in the Oval Office with Gian Infantino, that's talking about the FIFA president, the boss of global football body, Infantino, who has repeatedly appeared at Trump's side since the Republicans returned to the White House in January, describing the so-called FIFA pass as a very important announcement. So looking at it now, he has said yes. It's not a total, if you go through the wrong channel, then there's a high chance for you not to even get into the United States as a fan. So we will see how all of this will pan out. And then for those that have the tickets now and that their country and the teams qualified for the World Cup, I think now a faster process has been created for their visa. So we'll see how all of this pans out. And I just have an idea now, because we have a lot of smart Nigerians now. You might just go and nationalize with probably Cape Verde, so as you can go watch the World Cup, because Cape Verde qualified for the World Cup and the Super Eagles did not qualify, which is very sad. Now moving on, and bring you up to speed with the list of nations that have already qualified for the World Cup 2026 that will be happening in US, Mexico, and Canada, respectively. Let me bring you up to speed. 34 nations already qualified. I'll be mentioning a couple of countries that have been able to qualify. 34 countries or nations from 6 continents have officially booked their spot at the 8 team 2026 FIFA World Cup